Hello everybody, and in this recording we're going to be going over the Proforma worksheet. There's actually two parts to this worksheet. There's the part where we have to forecast our sales for the upcoming year, I guess, and then we have to fill in our actual Proforma. And again, a Proforma is just an income statement that's been projected into the future. Okay, so any blue cells are ones that we have to solve for. And in our forecasting section here, we have each meal period broken down. So Monday to Saturday lunch, Monday to Saturday dinner, Sunday dinner because we're not open for lunch, and then we also have the catering side of the business. We do this or break up each meal period because each meal period would generally have a different average check. For instance, people tend to spend less at lunch than they do at dinner. And then the average price point is also different for our catering as well. We're then going to calculate our beverage income as a percentage of food sales. Okay, and then from there we can tally up our total food sales, total beverage sales, and start to work through our the actual pro forma piece of this worksheet. Okay, so we'll start with our food income. As shown in class and the my other videos, we can forecast our sales by taking the number of seats in our restaurant times the turnover for the period times the average check for the period times the number of days that we're operating, so 6, and the amount of weeks in the year. So we get a food income of $1,022,112. Just going straight across, I figured we just keep each row separately. We want to calculate our beverage income, and we do that as calculating it as a percentage of food sales. So we take our food sales and multiply it by the percentage. So we get a beverage income for Monday to Saturday lunch for the year of $204,422.40. Okay. We do the same for every row here. So the number of seats times our seat turnover I should say, times our average check, times the number of days in the week that this is, times the amount of weeks in a year. So for Monday to Saturday dinner, we get a food income or food revenue of $2,247,336. Okay, just multiplying straight across. And again, because we're calculating our beverage income as a percentage of sales, we take our food sales and multiply it by that percentage, which is 25% in this case, to get a beverage income of $561,834. Moving on down the worksheet, again, number of seats times the turnover times the average check times the number of days and then a number of weeks in the year will get our food income. Now the reason why the amount of days is drastically lower than every other row that we've done so far is because we're talking about Sunday dinner only for this particular meal period. So Sunday dinner only happens once a week. So we would put 1 there. We want to calculate our beverage income for our Sunday dinner. Again, we do that by taking our food income, multiplying it by our beverage sales as a percentage of food sales to get 95,000. We do our last row here, just multiplying straight across. Our catering food income was $780,000, pretty good. And again, the beverage income we calculate as a percentage of sales. Okay. Now what we can do is we can add up all of our food income. There we go. To get our total food income for the year. And in this case, we're projecting that we're going to make $4,431,648. We can do the same with our beverage. There we are. Okay, so we're projecting in beverage sales, we're going to sell $1,095,806.40. Now we can take these two numbers and plug them into our Proforma. So we just 648. Again, we're just transferring over the numbers. Okay, and now we want to calculate our total sales, our total projected sales for the year, but just by adding up our food and beverage sales. So we're projecting that we're going to sell $5,527,454.40. Okay, we can then allocate percentages for both, or calculate our sales mix for both our food and beverage sales, as total sales is 100% of our sales. We can take our food sales, divide it by our total sales, and we get a food sales menu mix, or a sales mix, of 80%, or 80.18%. We do the same thing with our beverage sales. We take our beverage sales and divide it by total, and our beverage sales mix was 19.82% of our total sales. Okay, this is a pretty standard sales mix. You see this in industry a lot. It's about around 80-20, yeah. So next steps, we move on to our cost of sales category. We're given our food and beverage cost in dollars, and we need to find them as a percentage of their sales. So we take our food cost, divide by our food sales, and our food cost was 22.55%. That's pretty good. We do the same thing for our beverage cost. We take the dollar cost and divide it by our beverage sales. Okay. Important with these two items, we divide them by their respective sales, not total sales. So our food cost is divided by our food sales, and our beverage cost is divided by our beverage sales in order to get our cost percentages. Next, we have to find our total cost of sales. We do that just by adding up all the costs in this particular cost category. So our total cost of sales in this case was $1,192,409.26. Now here's where the cost percentages change. In order to calculate our cost percentage here, we take our total cost of sales and divide it by total sales. Okay, so our total cost of sales was 21.57%. Also pretty good. Our next line, we have our running total for profit, and in this case it's our gross profit on sales. We calculate this by taking our total sales minusing our total cost of sales to get a gross profit of $4,335,045.14. We see some nice flow through there. And again, to calculate this, this as a percentage of sales, we take our gross profit and divide it by total sales. Okay. Next, we have our controllable expenses. So we're given all of them. We're given our salaries and wages, employee benefits, other controllables. Oh, I think this was supposed to be right here. 668,217.87. Sorry about that. And then we have to calculate the cost percentages. Okay. And again, we do this by taking the dollar cost, making reference to your costing triangle. Our dollar cost divided by total sales. We do that with each cost item. Again, the item divided by total sales. And divided by total sales, like that. And here I just gotta, this is obviously incorrect as well. The total controllable expenses is just the addition or sum of all the controllable expenses in this category. So in this case, our salaries and wages, employee benefits, and repair and administration. So our total controllables were $1,336,593.95. As a percentage of sales, we take that and divide it by total sales. So our total controllables were 24.18%. I'm just going to move it down here. Now, at this point, we can now calculate our next running total for profit, which is our income before occupancy costs, interest, depreciation, and income taxes. We do this by taking our gross profit and subtracting our total controllable expenses. So our income before occupancy costs, interest, and depreciation is $2,998,451.19. This, as a percentage of total sales, is our income, our running income number there, divided by total sales. So a 54% EBITDA is pretty good. Now we've got some occupancy costs here. We have occupancy costs, which would be rent, interest expense, and depreciation. We want to calculate these as a percentage of sales, so we just take the dollar cost of each item and divide it by sales, or total sales, I should say. Doing the same thing all the way down. Depreciation divided by total sales, like that. And now we've come to our last step in calculating our net profit or loss before income taxes. How we do that is we take our income before occupancy costs, interest, depreciation, and income taxes, and subtract all of the remaining costs. So in this case, it was our occupancy costs, interest expenses, and depreciation, to get a net profit of $2,151,452.19. Not bad. So now we want to calculate this as a percentage of sales. So we take our net profit and divide it by total sales. So our net profit in this case was 38.92%. This is a very good, that's a very good profit number, especially given the total sales. It's 38% or almost 39% of total sales. You don't really necessarily see restaurants with such high profit numbers for a year, especially at that particular percentage, 39%. But again, this is just an example. So this is what we're projecting for the upcoming year. Whether this actually happens or not depends on how accurately we're forecasting. And yeah, thank you for watching this video.